Hi guys, how you doing? It's Bruce here, traveling with Bruce. Welcome to my show today. I'm just checking my phone to make sure I'm on the air. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good week this week. Another wild and wacky week all around, isn't it? I used to say it was a wild and wacky week in the cruise business, but now I don't have to say that anymore. It's just a wild and wacky week, period, for all of us around the world. It is just insane. Welcome one, welcome all to TWB Traveling with Bruce for his Monday night live show, talking about cruise ship news, what's going on in the biz, and just hanging out with you folks. Do appreciate you coming by to see me every Monday night, 8 o'clock. And the channel just keeps on growing and growing. Let me just double check, make sure the show's on the big ass iPad here. Yes, it is. Here they are, and the folks are here, and we are in business. Welcome. This channel started August 2017. If you don't know, if you're brand new to me, and there's a lot of new viewers from last week to this week. Welcome if you're here for the first time. If you're here for the first time, we love talking about cruise ships. We're addicted to cruising here. We're all dying. We're all, we're all just, we want this to go away so bad. But we love talking about cruise ships, cruise lines, what's going on, the good, bad, the ugly, everything else. I invite you to say hi to me. Tell me, where are you watching me from? What's your temperature today? What's the price of gas in your neighborhood? We love to compare that. Our gas price is still falling all over America like they were last week. It's been just insane lately. Welcome from around the world, basically. I'm so glad that a lot of you from Europe watch me, from Australia, New Zealand, from the Orient, from the Caribbean. I always say the Caribbean, but it's the Caribbean. Thank you. I'm the king of mispronunciations. Get used to it. I say a lot. The channel started, like I said, August 2017. This guy, I was 62 years old when I started my channel. Didn't know I knew nothing about how to be a YouTuber. I studied it for months and months on end to see if I could get a handle on it. And I began uploading videos in August. And it took me until Christmas, December the 8th. I got my 100th subscriber in 2017. By March, approximately March the 20th, I had 1,000 subscribers. Christmas, that next Christmas, I hit 8,000 subscribers. And this past Christmas, we were at 30 something. And today, 51,200 subscribers. Unbelievable. We're on a tear. The channel's been adding over 5,000 subscribers a month now for 2 solid months. This virus story is responsible for a lot of it, because I've always been a sort of a go-to channel for news about the cruise business. I follow the cruise business, the cruise market, follow the stock market for the cruise market as well. I used to be a stockbroker at one time, and I keep an eye on financial moves, cruise prices, developments, announcements, government rules, regs, all that stuff. And I get a lot of you asking me questions all the time, and a lot of you giving me information to check out, which I do very much appreciate. A number of you that watch me are also crew members on with cruise lines. I so appreciate you following me. Some of you are able to let me in on some information from time to time that cannot be found on the media. I do appreciate that. And I try to relay to all of you just what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, and what's going on. I have, like I say, 52,200 followers or subscribers. About 75% of all the views on my channel are from non-subscribers. Only a quarter of all my views are actually from my subscribers, which I find amazing. And so there's still a huge growing market of followers that are following me that I'm chasing down to try to get them to become subscribers and become TWB followers. We have a Facebook group page, Traveling with Bruce on Facebook. And a lot of us who are here and watching the channel also hang out on the Facebook group page. And if you'd like to become a member of that page, I welcome you with open arms. Just go to Facebook, look up Traveling with Bruce, spelled with 2 L's, and ask to join. I'll let you in. I'm the administrator of that site. I think about 3 months ago, we had 1,000 members of the Facebook group page, and had been sitting there for months, 1,000. We're now at over 3,500 members of the Facebook group page. It's just exploded in the last 2 months. I think today alone, I've added 150 new followers. It's just been insane today. I also have an Instagram page for Traveling with Bruce that my wife, Jennifer, my Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife that no one has ever seen on camera, she manages the Instagram page for TWB, and I welcome you to join it. We're almost going to hit, we're just about at 600 followers on Instagram. That thing had, I think Instagram had 104 followers about a month and a half ago. Now we're almost at 600, exploding. It's unbelievable. So things are really picking up, and I welcome each and every one of you to my show and to the channel. Now, news of the day. And then I'm going to say hi to as many people as I can, by the way. News of the day. I did a video first thing this morning talking about the breaking news that came out. It's been spotty, but as the day wears on, we're hearing more and more details about this. The CDC has effectively told cruise lines how cruise lines are now to conduct themselves with respect to the disembarkation of cruise passengers. Now, why would the CDC step in and do this? The reason is simple. Cruise ships for the last now 2.5, 3 weeks have been desperately trying to finish off the last of their itineraries. When the shutdowns began happening because of this virus, those started, we know, over the last 2 months, but a lot of countries were still operating as usual, and as long as you had temperature checks before a cruise started, everything was good to go. People could fly in, take a cruise, get off the ship, fly home. As long as you didn't have a temperature, you didn't show signs. Then the rules got tighter and tighter, and it was one country here, one country there, one area here. But cruise ports slowly but surely started to become more restrictive with regards to ships being allowed in. Started in Asia, of course, back in January. Then it spread to other ports. Eventually, the Mediterranean ports became members of the club to not allow ships in anymore. And cruise lines were just scrambling. We're in the middle of cruises, and all these things are happening at the same time. And those of you who read my comments, and some of you are watching right now, probably have been piling on and blaming the cruise lines for everything. It's all the cruise lines' fault that they just do nothing but screw up. I can tell you that the cruise lines are not in the business of trying to screw up. They're in the business of trying to get their passengers where they have to get them under contract and complete voyages. And I can tell you that cruise lines do not like it when they have to house 3,000 passengers for an extra 15 days at their expense because they can't get their ship into a port to offload their passengers. They don't like it. It's millions of dollars in losses that they're coughing up, and they don't like it. Now, there are haters out there, as I'm sure you know. If you're addicted to cruising like I am, like I know, there are a lot of people out there who hate anything to do with a cruise ship and a cruise line. And they are delighted that cruise lines are having all kinds of problems right now. They're just loving it, and they're piling on with the comments on Twitter, on Facebook, my channel, other channels. They're just having a field day. Well, it's, some countries, it's a free country. You're allowed to do that. What can I say? But the reality is cruise lines have been attempting to look after their customers as best as humanly possible. And I keep giving kudos to Carnival, because Carnival owns 9 different brands, and they've had issues with Holland America ships. Princess Cruise Lines, oh my gosh, has Princess had an issue one after the other. They own the AIDA line in Europe. Thankfully, no passengers caught there that I'm aware of. The P&O line they own out of Britain and of Australia, and I know there's a ship or two that have had issues there. They own Costa, and Costa had a couple of ships with issues with passengers, can't find a place to go to, finally got that resolved. And so Carnival has just lost millions, tens of millions of dollars, having to house and having to charter passengers home on direct flights to get them back to where they belong. Today, the CDC made it official. It's now a U.S. national policy, and that's why the CDC has done what they've done today. They've decided we're going to just level the playing field across the United States, any U.S. port that a cruise ship wants to come into with passengers that you want to disembark, there are now rules in place. First, you need permission to come in, and you have to divulge if you have any ill people on board. But once you come into the port, the CDC has decided that all passengers on cruise ships must be returned to their homes at the expense of the cruise line without using any public transportation whatsoever. So if you bring a ship into Miami, you can't just get them on buses and take them to the Miami International Airport and let them get on United and American and Delta flights or Southwest Airlines or any of the other airlines. No. You have to charter them home, private air charter that you have to pay for, you, the cruise line. And they're doing this because of complaints and issues and concerns of the general public, worried that these passengers coming off of cruise ships that have no temperature, no signs of illness, could be ill. And this entire frenzy is just feeding itself, when in reality, and I don't know if you know this. If you don't know this, I hate to break it to you, but you get on an airplane right now from Boston to Chicago, 200 people on board the plane. Everyone looks healthy and happy. That's great. There are people on the plane with the virus. They don't know they have it. They hadn't known that they have it, and they're spreading it unknowingly to all of us. There are people with the virus on every subway car in America, bus, shopping mall, grocery store. I hate to break it to you folks, but it's everywhere. And it's in Creston. It's here where I live. It's on cruise ships, yes, but it's on airplanes. And there are no actual restrictions on aircraft other than the fact that people aren't flying right now. And so airlines have been cutting back their services. But folks, if you're on an airplane with 50 or 100 or 80, whatever the number of people is, I know it's fewer than normal. At the airport itself, there might be employees that have the virus. They don't know they have it, but they're working because they have to work. There are officers, police officers, firemen, paramedics, doctors, nurses who are trying to keep us safe and alive that have the virus and don't realize it. I'm sorry to say it is everywhere. And we can minimize the chance of getting the virus. Absolutely. Stay home, stay indoors, minimize your exposure to the outside world, to other human beings. Yes, of course, it only makes sense. But in the real world, the virus is everywhere. Now, people have been saying to me, Bruce, these cruise ships are just the worst thing ever. They bring nothing but sick people to all these different countries. Well, let me tell you, there are people who got on cruise ships 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. They had a 1-week cruise. They had a 10-day cruise, a 15-day cruise. The cruise was in the Caribbean. The cruise was in down to Mexico and back. The cruise was in Europe or in Asia or Australia. They had stops in their itineraries. People got off ships. They mingled with the townsfolk. They got back on ships. They kept on their journey. Weeks went by, and then people started to become ill. And the reason people became ill is because as the virus spread out from where we believe China, where it originally started, and went out to Asia, people met people or passed by people who knew people who saw people who have met other people who've been there. And it's just a transmission thing. It's the human race. And countries that are try to be as restrictive as possible to the virus, they have the virus as well. But countries like G20 countries, the most, the economically most powerful countries in the world that have the population that are allowed the freedom with their passport to travel the world, or a good part of it, we are the spreaders. That's the bottom line. Americans and Canadians and UK and Europeans and folks in Australia and Asia, we are spreaders of this disease. Dubai has a problem right now. The city of Dubai in the United Arab Emirates is on total lockdown. Why? They have one of the world's most busiest airports. 100 million people a year go through the Dubai International Airport. 2 million people a week. They come from the Orient, from Asia. They come from Australia. They come there, and then they connect over to Europe, and they connect to the United States, and vice versa, and always have been. And It is now, after months of time, Dubai has an outbreak of the virus. It was bound to happen. It's happening in Turkey because of the Istanbul International Airport. It's happening in Britain because of Heathrow and because of Gatwick and all the other airports in Britain. It's happening in Amsterdam. It's happening in Germany, in France, in Spain. Why do European countries have such a high number of people with the virus? They travel a lot, and yes, they are closer together in a condensed setting, but it's not like downtown Hong Kong. Hong Kong has 5 million people in a very small space, and yet the entire city isn't on respirators. They have cases in Hong Kong, but they already knew 2 months ago to do a shutdown, and they were early, and it's been effective, but there are still cases, no question about it. Anyway, it's not cruise lines that do this. It's people getting on cruise lines, and it's people getting on ships, off ships, visiting for a day, doing a tour, intermingling with other folks, coming back and bringing the virus back on board with them. They didn't know. The crew who are stuck on board the ship are serving us our dinner in the main dining room every night, or in the specialty restaurant, or the bartender, or the wait staff, all the crew that we're surrounded by when we're on a cruise ship. They've caught it from the passengers. It's not that the crew are giving it to the passengers, the other way around. And so now crews on board cruise ships are beginning to feel the effect of the virus. And speaking of that, I read this morning that 38 crew members on board the Disney Wonder have been tested positive for the virus. And several crew members have already been taken off the ship for treatment, hospital treatment. The ship is in San Diego. The crew are not a lot off the ship. They're in a sequestered kind of scenario, quarantine scenario, but it's on the ship. And there are already cases in San Diego by San Diegans. There are cases throughout California, 15,000 last I heard. That will continue to grow. This is not a unique thing anymore. So don't think, folks, that this is a cruise ship issue. Don't be ashamed that you're a cruise lover and it's our fault. It's not. There are critics out there who just love to drive the point home that, well, if you keep 3,000 people on a ship, you don't let them off, they'll all just get sick. Yeah, I guess that's right. If you had 15,000 people go to the Staples Center and catch a Lakers game right now, a week or two from now, a bunch of those fans will be sick too. It's what it is. It's not a cruise ship thing. It's a human being thing. And we have to just accept it for what it is. But what do we do about it? That is the question. And under the CDC rules right now, cruise lines are being told, you're out of business. We're not telling you you're out of business because the administration doesn't want to say to cruise lines, you're out of business. So what we'll do is we'll just make it so onerous for you to be in business that you'll be out of business. And we just close the ports, and then we tell you that if you bring people back to these ports, you have to take them all the way home, and that means at unbelievable expense to you, and it won't be worth your while. And that's how we shut down the cruise business. But this isn't a U.S. issue. This is an issue that's global. The entire cruise market is shut down globally, not just in America. It's shut down everywhere. There are only a handful of ships left that are coming home. One to Southampton should be there in a couple of days. It was in Africa. It was at South Africa when everything's shut down a week and a half ago. They've been sailing at 20 knots nonstop to get to Southampton. Last report, nobody was ill on the ship. They're trying to get back to Southampton. They will be put in quarantine when they get there. There may be one or two ships left that I'm not aware of anymore with passengers. I know there are issues with cruise ships off the coast of Australia. There's been a tug of war there. To me, I'm just so disappointed in so many ports of call, certain countries out there who could have let passengers and crew members off of cruise ships weeks ago, when there weren't issues of a serious breakout, and they didn't. They chose to turn their backs on human beings on ships and just say, go somewhere else. It's not our problem. And now there are issues on board some ships. That's very disappointing. Of course, I am still very disappointed with how the entire Diamond Princess cruise ship fiasco took place in Yokohama, Japan. But I will cut the Japanese authorities all the slack I can by saying Those people had no idea what they were messing with. They had no idea what this virus was really capable of and just how invasive it was. But what Japan did do, and I will give them strong brownie points, is ill passengers from that ship that were displaying signs of distress, they were taken in by the Japanese healthcare system. And the couple from the United Kingdom, David Abel and his wife Sally, who we followed during their whole ordeal, they were on the ship, quarantined for 2 weeks. Then they got the virus in the last 3 days before they were about to get off. They should have been let off right away. They could have been quarantined in Britain. In any event, they had to go to hospital in Japan. They were put up for, I think it was 6 weeks in hospitalization. They've both completely recovered. They're back in the United Kingdom. They've been quarantined in their own home, and they're fine. And they're 74 years old. And this goes to show you out there, it doesn't matter what age you are, if you catch this thing, you can recover from it if you get the proper treatment. But the proper treatment is not being locked up in a cruise ship cabin because you're afraid of their virus spreading elsewhere. You've got to get them off into a hospital setting where they can be quarantined, where they can be in a very sterile environment, where they won't endanger anyone else, hopefully, and can be nourished back to health. And that's how it's supposed to be done. Japan showed the way. Yes, I admit there were deaths. People perished from the Diamond Princess needlessly. But considering the fact that there were, how many, 2,000+ people on board that ship, I bet you virtually all of them, there are very few left now. I don't believe there are more than 3 or 4% of the passengers left that would still be in a hospital to this day. They may all be out, and a bunch of them have all recovered. But there were casualties, and it's unfortunate. But again, I cut the Japanese folks slack because they didn't know the monster that they were dealing with. Other countries, well, there's winners and losers, and there are, inside countries, there are winners and losers, and we have to look no further than North America. But I don't want to go into that. I just don't want to go. I don't want to get political. I just want to try to be factual. Here in Canada, where I am, I'm in British Columbia. This province where I live, we have about 6 million people living in British Columbia, mainly within 150 miles of the U.S. border. That's where most of us live, really, probably 90% of us. The entire number of ill that we've had, I believe, reached, if I got my numbers right, I think we reached 1,500 of those who got it. Recovered, now 300 and climbing. So only 1,200 active cases, and I might be high on that. And less than 100 deaths, very low. I think today they announced for the 4th day in a row a decrease in the number of people catching the virus because we're all at home. We're all observing the lockdown. Next door, Alberta, same thing. Across Canada, I think the last number I had was yesterday, 15,000 cases in a country of 36 million. Very low. Yes, we've had people die, and everyone is too many. But again, the number is decreasing. Canada, each province in Canada is on a lockdown scenario. Certain provinces are doing better than others. Quebec is having a terrible time. Half of all the cases in Canada are Quebec, which is really sad. But they are now getting very aggressive in Quebec to enforce the lockdown. And I think that's the only way to go. It's the absolute only way to go. And I feel for the wonderful people of New York State, the city of New York. I feel for all the Americans who are suffering needlessly. We all had a heads up 3 months ago, 2 months ago. We all knew it was coming. We all knew. And not enough was done by those who could have done more. But I'll leave it at that. And we have to look after ourselves. And I hope all of you out there are. And we'll go from there. Now, the third story of the day, enough of this virus thing. I want to talk about Carnival. Carnival made news today. The Carnival Corporation that owns 9 different cruise lines, they found out at Carnival, surprise, we have a new shareholder that is a big shareholder. The Saudi Arabia Sovereign Wealth Fund, there's a mouthful, I just call it the Saudi Wealth Fund. It's a $300 billion investment machine that owns investments in hundreds, if not thousands, of different companies spread out all over the globe. This entity started buying shares of Carnival stock as it was falling in price. Carnival shares about 5 months ago were in the mid 50s per share. It had been there for a long time. And all of a sudden, the cruise shares began to drop, and Carnival shares hit a low of about $7.80, something like that, about 2 weeks ago. And slowly been hanging around that $7 to $12 range, and then back to $8. This wealth fund started buying shares of Carnival as the price went down. And they have now acquired, according to an SEC filing they made, 43.5 million shares of Carnival. The Saudi Arabian Sovereign Wealth Fund is the third largest shareholder of Carnival stock, 8.2 or 8.3% approximately. But this was as of March 23rd, March 26th, when they made their filing. Now they have to file with the Security and Exchange Commission how many shares they have and how many they acquired, because the entity, the actual wealth fund, I believe is a publicly traded fund. I could be wrong. There could be depository receipts available on it. Not 100% sure, but any entity that owns more than 5 or 10% of a public company, they have to divulge their investments in a public company. And in this case, at 8% they had to reveal how many shares they bought of the company. And who are they? Well, it's the country of Saudi Arabia. Now, since March 23rd, 26th, this is now already a week plus, more than a week ago, 10 days ago, they could have been buying more. And I wouldn't be surprised if they have been buying more, including they may have purchased some of the bonds and notes, secured notes that Carnival was issuing last week. You recall, I don't know if you recall, but I did a video last week about how Carnival raised $6.5 billion last week fast. And they were issuing bonds that were paying interest rates of up to 12% interest for the cash. They raised $4 billion at that interest rate. And then I read today they raised another $2 billion at about 5.75%, approximately 5.5%. And then they issued stock in the company at $8 a share from their treasury. I would not be surprised if the Saudi Wealth Fund bought a bunch of those $8 shares, and they bought a bunch of those bonds paying up to 12% interest. It just wouldn't surprise me. It would be the prudent thing to do. If they ended up putting in $2 billion of cash overall into the company, into the shares and securities of the company, and they've got $1 billion of it in the bonds, which is paying 12% interest, they're going to receive $120 million a year in interest payments from Carnival for the money they've lent them on the bond. And then they may have put in $1 billion into the stock. So with $120 million coming in every year, 8 years from now, they've got their $1 billion for the stock that they paid for just from interest. And they're still owed $1 billion for the bonds, and they still have stock. But the stock, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years from now, could be back to $20, $30, $50 a share. And they may have an average price of 10 or 15 bucks a share for this stuff. Not a bad investment. This is a classic case of a long-term investor buying in at a distressed time when the price is right, and they're prepared to wait it out, because it isn't one individual that holds the stock. It's the country of Saudi Arabia. They got all the time in the world. And so I'm kind of curious to see if other sovereign funds or other investment funds, pension funds, have done the same thing, especially with the $6 billion issuance of stock and bonds that the company did last week. To me, I think it's a smart move. Now, today, the shares of the cruise lines, how did they do today? Royal Caribbean closed at $29.61 a share, gaining $5.22 a share today. Norwegian closed at $10.01 a share, gaining $1.55. And Carnival closed at $10.21, up $1.72. So even if the sovereign wealth fund bought stock at $8, after their filing, those shares are already up 220 a share right there. That's almost 30% gained on their investment already. But if the other shares were purchased as the shares were dropping from the 40s to the 30s to the 20s down to the teens, they might have an average price of $15 or $18 a share for those shares. Well, now they're only maybe $8 away from breaking even. And the other shares are already up $2 on those. Average all out, they might be doing just fine. As a long-term investor, they don't care. They're going to hold it for quite some time. Something also tells me that if this lockdown goes longer than we all think it will, and the cruising business stays shut down for longer, and Carnival needs to raise another $3, $4, $5 billion for another 6 months of time, I think they can pick up the phone. They'll just pick up the phone, call Goldman Sachs, call JP Morgan, who handled the last issuance of the bonds, and say, look, we need another $5-6 billion for another 6 months. Those guys will pick up the phone to the Saudi Arabian Sovereign Wealth Fund as one of their clients and say, hey, we got another offer for stock and bonds. You interested? Interest rate might now be 14%, 15%. They might pick up another billion or two. You never know. And there are others. This is where someone like Warren Buffett really does well. I don't know if you folks know this story, but in 2008, when the economic meltdown happened in the United States and around the world, the economic crash, one of the big banks in Wall Street needed $10 billion. They wanted to raise $10 billion today to kind of just beef up the balance sheet. The company was worth a lot more than that, but they wanted a quick $10 billion. The president of the company picked up the phone and called Warren Buffett on his private cell phone, because he has that number. And Mr. Buffett was at the Dairy Queen with his grandkids, because he owns Dairy Queen. And the bank offered him a deal to buy a series of preferred shares in the bank that could be converted into common stock at the low price of, I think, $10 a share. Something. It was really cheap, at the bottom of the market. And the preferred shares came with a 10% dividend from the bank. So they were offering Mr. Buffett an opportunity to throw some money at us. We'll pay you 10% interest on your investment, and you can convert that investment in the next 3 years to 5 years at $10 a share. The shares used to be $70 a share. He took $5 billion on that phone call. That Dairy Queen phone call. Yeah, I'll buy $5 billion worth. Call the lawyers to set it up. Within the week, the bank had that cash. They raised $5 billion additional from other investors. And that's how Warren Buffett makes a lot of money, because that stock then went, within a year or two, much, much higher. And he didn't make 10% interest on his money. He made hundreds of thousands of percentage points on his money. Yes, he did very well. But he was a buyer when everyone else was a seller. And there's the secret to success. As old as he is, he's got investments today that are in his portfolio that he'll never see sell by the time he passes away. That'll be sold by the entity that will be run by whoever's running it after he passes on. But he was involved with the buying decisions when it was time to buy. And in the last week or two, it was probably time to buy a lot of stock in airlines, hotels, cruise ships, perhaps, banks, perhaps, Ford Motor Company, General Motors, maybe, Apple. A lot of companies' shares are down. How about oil stocks? A lot of oil companies are down in the dumps. Some might not survive. Some might buy others and gobble them up. There's a right time, and then there's waited out time. But anyway, that is a quick market synopsis. The Dow did rise 1,600 points today. It was up 1,200 all day long, pretty well. And in the last hour, it went up 400 more because there was a huge buy wave at the end of the day today, because investors are beginning to sniff the possibility that maybe, just maybe, the counts, the number of people getting ill from this virus may have topped out in Europe, and they might begin to top out in the US. But we don't know for sure. But there are gamblers out there, and that's what they were doing at the end of the day today. They were buying up stock, thinking that tomorrow they might be higher than today. Get in today. We'll see. Things can turn on a dime, as we have noticed already in the last, 2 months? Unbelievable. What an incredible run we've had. I want to say hi to as many folks as I can today, if that's possible. I want to welcome you to my show, and I want to welcome you here to joining me. I've got someone here that I'm going to say goodbye to if I can. There we go. I've got someone that decided to not be part of this channel anymore. And we've had to say goodbye to that person. Have a nice life somewhere else. Anyway, if you find anyone out there that is being naughty, let me know, and we'll handle them as best we can. Thank you for being here today. Some of you are watching me on Facebook right now. If you are, say hi to me if you can, but tell me your name in your message, because when I say hi to you, it only says to me Facebook user. That's all I know. I don't know who it is. With respect to you watching me on YouTube, I see your names. Welcome to the show. Those of you who are diehard supporters of my channel, as always, I welcome you. If you're new to my channel, I really welcome you as well. You can become a member of TWB if you want. You can become a member of my channel by joining my sponsor member group by hitting the join button on my homepage. And if you do that, you can join me Monday nights at 7 o'clock, 1 hour before this show, for the sponsor member hangout show. And you can become one of the diehard, hardcore members of this channel if you'd like. Just follow the instructions under the join button. You can look it up on my homepage or my about page, perhaps. You can find it there. A couple of things here. We are hoping to go on our first ever group cruise, but I don't know if it's going to happen or not. It's for December of this year on the Harmony of the Seas, that great big ship in the front there. We're looking to get on this ship for 1 week from Port Canaveral to the Caribbean. We're looking to go to Perfect Day at Coco Key, our first full day. And then we're going to have a sea day, go down to St. Thomas. Then we're going to go to St. Kitts, have a day there. Then 2 sea days and back to Port Canaveral. If you'd like to join us for our group cruise, boy, I'd love to have you come by. All the information about this cruise is down below in the description of this video. Now, if this trip is too soon for you, how about joining us on our second group cruise next year, February, on the Odyssey of the Seas? This ship is almost completed. They were just putting the back end of the ship together this past week at the shipyard. Here's what it looks like from above, a computer simulation. This will be a brand new ship when we go on it in February 2021. We're heading to Grand Cayman on an 8-day cruise. We're going to Aruba, and we're going to, I believe, Cozumel, with a number of sea days. I think we have 5 sea days. It's going to be fantastic. Anyway, we'll enjoy it, and I'd love to have you come by for that. Here are a couple ships that were in the news this week, just to kind of finish up the news. The Holland America Zaandam in the front there, and the Holland America Rotterdam in the back. Those 2 ships a week ago were stuck just off the Panama Canal on the other side, on the western side of the Panama Canal. They made it through the Panama Canal, came up to Florida, to Fort Lauderdale, and the passengers were allowed to be screened and sent home on charter flights, where they are now in isolation, and all ill passengers were removed from the ships and are now being treated. Hopefully everyone will be all right. Of course, here's the Carnival, one of the Carnival ships with the big story regarding Saudi Arabia, of course, including the brand, the Princess brand, and including Costa. Here's the Costa Smeralda ship. And of course, Carnival owns Cunard. They own that brand as well. So the Saudis have bought into all of these brands by buying into Carnival. And here's a picture of the Coral Princess, which came into Miami a couple of days ago with, unfortunately, 2 people that had passed away the night before. They couldn't keep them alive long enough to make it to Miami after being turned away from all kinds of South American ports. But passengers on board this ship now are under very tight travel restrictions. I've heard this evening that the remaining Canadians on board will be flown out either tonight or first thing in the morning. A charter plane has been arranged at the expense of Carnival to get the Canadians out. And other nationalities are being removed as we speak. Hopefully in the next couple of days, this ship will be empty of all passengers, and the crew will be looked after that are ill as well. We can only hope that that is the case. Okay. Again, thank you for being here. I will try to say hi to some of you folks if I can. Again, let me know where you're watching me from, and hope you're having a great day and a great week. Mesho is here. Seems you're happy about the games, live for free. Welcome to the show. Donna, Bruce, I hope talks about the Coral Princess. They're still Dr. Miami, 2 days with people aboard. Get them the crew off. It's life and death, and that's what we just did. Masters Game is here. John LeBeau is here. Welcome, you guys. Pamela Anderson is here. Welcome, Pamela. SFL Spotter is here today as well. Welcome back, friends. Nice to have you all here. A lot of you have been talking to each other while I've been yapping away. I can't get all of these comments up. I'll just do the best I can. I see Alex is here. I've got AHN. Trump gave our ventilators to China right when the first cases came up. Maybe, yeah, maybe. There's a lot of nonsense there going on. I don't want to talk about it. Tosa, hi Bruce, pleased to meet you. Any news on Norwegian cruise and when will they start back up? Tausa McLean, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm the king of mispronouncing. I don't know the exact dates for certain. I just know the cruise lines want to be cruising in May. They wanted to cruise in April. Now they've delayed it till May. I have no idea whether they'll be back in business by May or not, but they'll all start within the same week. I can guarantee you that. But until airlines are flying, the Vegas Strip is open, Disneyland is back, Universal Studios is back. Until all those are up and running, don't look for a cruise. There won't be one. They'll be just as tightly shut down as everybody else. Marty, Janice Compton, Garraway, Boris, not on ventilator, only right now. Okay, good to hear. The Prime Minister of Britain is in the hospital. Mark Dirksen, it's at $9 a share, he says. Rose, no cruising to Canadian ports till July 1. That is correct. SFL, I don't know what he means. Good evening, Bruce, from Emily. How are you tonight? You look well. Thank you. I feel great. Hanging right in there. Had a bit of a headache when I woke up this morning, but nothing serious. All is fine. As they went on, feeling great. And Jennifer's doing fantastic. And we're staying indoors and watching ourselves. There you go. Rose Henderson, no Alaska sailings till at least July 1. You are correct. Arc Adventures. Hi, Bruce. It's TWB live on Monday. Woot woot. Welcome, you guys. Muriel is here. Welcome from Montreal. I'm a mortician, so I have to go working, but take all my precision here in Montreal. Unbelievable. It is just the saddest of times. Susan Tokels, bonds can be redeemed early when market confidence returns. Jake, YT7, isn't this the same fund that put a $40 billion into WeWork? I do not know, sir. I don't know that information. A social gal, well said, Bruce. Thank you. A Facebook user, does Carnival own Holland America? Yes, they do. How will the new CDC ruling affect upcoming cruise prices? Well, if people have to be flown home from cruise ships, there won't be any cruises. You can think about the fact that in theory, a cruise line could offer you a cruise. You come down to Miami, get on the ship, and then when you get off the ship, the cruise line will get you home, and you'll pay the cruise line to get you home. It's not going to happen. The CDC is making it so restrictive. You can't take a commercial flight. You have to be on a charter flight, and there's no way that a cruise line is going to fly you on one plane by yourself to your home. They're going to fly you in a group, maybe to Denver, and then maybe they will then bus you home from there or Uber you home in Denver. But if you live in 300 miles from Denver in the middle of nowhere in the Midwest or in the far West, they won't even sell you a cruise because they can't get you home economically unless you want to pay them an extra $2,000 to get home. It's not going to happen. So this shuts down the cruise lines until this policy is reversed. Marielle says, work is a hard job. I work in a daycare. Megan says, welcome, Megan. AHN SFL Spot. I look it up on Pampas Twitter page sometime. They want to get sick people in Wuhan. Okay, they're talking to each other. Never mind. Debbie, hey, Bruce, do you think Carnival will be cruising out of Miami end of May? 50-50 at the very best. But maybe not, and more likely not than maybe. I don't like the chances. Let's see here. Marty, Janice Compton, Boris is not on ventilator, only on oxygen. Let's see here. Alex, sorry, just I'm trying to read comments here that are appropriate and skip over the ones that really aren't. Angel Eyes, if our family has a cruise plan for the end of January, cancel it. No, I wouldn't cancel it for the end of January. No, I'd leave it. Wait it out. Let's see what happens 3-4 months from now. See what happens through the summer. Let's just kind of go from there. You might decide by the summer or the fall that no, we're not doing it. Well, then you can always cancel it, or you can wait. And if the cruise line cancels on you, they'll offer you a enhanced cruise credit. But if you've got a lot of money on the table and you can cancel now for a full refund, and you're definitely not going, then go ahead and cancel. I mean, obviously, by all means. Those of you out there who want to take a cruise, you're interested in getting a cruise, you can always call our travel agent, the travel agency for this channel, Ameren Travel. If you've got a cruise credit that's been given to you by the cruise line, you can always use the cruise credit for a future cruise. You can call our travel agency at Ameren Travel. If you're in the United States, Canada, North America, you can use Ameren for services. Unfortunately, if you're in Europe, you can't use Ameren. They can't. They're not allowed to deal with people overseas, unfortunately. But if you don't want to talk to the cruise line because you feel like you're always being upsold, or you can't get through, or you don't like the agents, how they're handling it, call Ameren. The information is down below, just below my video here, or any video I've uploaded in the last few months. Ameren Travel's connections are there, including all the info about my group cruises. There are links direct to the group cruises with all the prices, all the info of all the various cabins. Check it out. Okay. A little bit of help for you. The Ameren Travel people take good care of their clientele. Rose, I'm a travel agent 42 years, received cancellations to the end of May too. Debbie Manuel, hi everybody. Hope everyone's safe and healthy. Welcome Debbie from Chico, California. Jack Lai, will Carnival shares bounce back? Well, they could to a degree. I don't know for how far though. They'll go higher than where they are eventually, I'm sure. Emily, where's your little microphone that you ordered? You told us you ordered one. I did. I ordered a microphone. It's right here. Got this clip microphone right here, and at the other end of the wire is this unit right here. This is what plugs into my computer. See that? Now, you see how wide that thing is? That will not fit into the side of my computer over here because there's another plug right beside it for my camera, and I now have to get an adapter for this to fit into the computer to then be able to. It's just ridiculous. So I'm hiding behind this. I'm hiding behind this microphone. Sorry. But that way you don't see my teeth coming in. They're all getting yellow and stained anyway. So what's the point? Susan, Ireland donated ventilators and PPE to China when the outbreak first broke. Now China is selling it back to Ireland. Well, I'm sure they've returned the donated items too. There's a lot of deals made behind the scenes that you don't know about. You're going to hear the sensational story in the media. You're not going to hear the boring, we sent back extra ones. Don't you? It's all good. It's all good. Ocean Blue, I have a cruise for May 25. I went online and I don't see anything for May or June. You're not getting on a cruise ship likely for May 25. You may have to call your travel agent or the cruise line you booked through. That's what I'm thinking. KK is saying, I feel very sorry for America. AHN, everyone feels sorry for America. What are you going to do? Too many comments about politics. I don't want to see it. I'm trying to avoid it as best I can. Susan says, this is why Berkshire Hathaway is my favorite investment. And let's see, Mirelle is here. The real Rosie Ruiz, Bernie would have handled it by, there's another political comment. Can't escape the political comments today. I'll be buying RCL if Buffett buys in. Very good. Let's see. Who else can I show off today without angering half of my channel? Tauso, do you think Norwegian will be sailing? I don't like the sounds of that. Adam is here watching from San Diego. How you doing, Adam? Nice to have you here today. Let's see. Let's continue on. I got my Royal Caribbean stock at $24.50. Well, it's at $29.61. So you're up there, Kevin. Way to go. Hang in there. Facebook viewer Steve is Steve is here. Welcome, Ty, to the channel. Ben is saying aloha, ahoy from Broadlands, Virginia. Nice to see you. Angel Eyes saying hi to me. How you doing, Angel Eyes? Let's see. KK is saying when people get rid of the shares, the rich and smart buy in. Yeah, when panic happens, the smart buy. That's right. Everyone hunker down. No cruises till the vaccine. Maybe 1 year from now, says the real Ruiz, Rosie Ruiz. Wish it wasn't so because I own 1,800 shares of Carnival. Cynthia saying thank you for the information. You are welcome. Dylan LaRue in Henderson. Hi, great to see you. 73 here in Southern Nevada, in Henderson, Nevada. JRS is saying, don't forget to give Bruce thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for those of you who do. I really appreciate the thumbs ups very much. Let's see. Thanks for all your info. Anthony says, I own all three companies. Right on, Anthony. Those of you who don't know, if you own 100 shares of any of the cruise lines, let's say you own 100 Carnival, and you want to book a Carnival cruise, say a year from now, it's a 1-week cruise. Carnival will give you a $100 cabin credit because you're a shareholder of the company. If you do same thing on Holland America, Princess, all the lines that they own, you get a shareholder credit. You take 5 cruises a year, you get 5 shareholder credits a year. Doesn't matter. You own Royal Caribbean, you get shareholder credits for Royal Caribbean, Azamara, and Celebrity as well. If you own Norwegian stock, 100 shares or more, you get a cabin credit on Norwegian, on Regent Seven Seas, all their cruise lines. So that's a benefit for shareholders over and above perhaps capital gains or dividends, if there are any. Diane Azzy, hi Bruce. Diane from Minneapolis. Hi Diane from Minneapolis. So glad you're here. Emily says, I follow you on Facebook and Instagram. I'm also on Twitter, just so you know. Chuck Spencer, hey Bruce, loving the life live. Thanks, Chuck. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Nice orange logo you got there. Who else is here? Teresa saying thanks. I'm new. Hi everybody, new cruiser here. Teresa, welcome. Rebecca, hi Bruce from North Carolina. Welcome, Rebecca Reimer. Eric P. Hi, it's Eric from Orlando. How can we get the best deal on a cruise when they first start sailing? Well, you can always look online, for prices, but then you can decide who to use to buy a cruise with. You can always keep an eye on the cruise line's own websites, but sometimes navigating them can take quite a while. But if you've got a travel agent, if you can use a travel agent as your eyes and ears and give them some parameters of what you're interested in, but you got to make sure that your travel agent is willing to give you, that kind of info. If you haven't cruised before or you're new to it, you might want to do some homework on your own. I would recommend a site like try vacationstogo.com and take a look at the pricing. They have pricing there. But when it comes to booking, you can use them, or you can call the cruise line, or you can call a travel agency. Depends on how much service you like and how professional you want your, things looked after. Again, Ambrin Travel, I would recommend, because they are our, channel's official travel agency. 3 gals, you won't be talking to a computer, and you won't be waiting 2 hours to talk to anybody. If there's a telephone number just for TWB members, again, it's down below. If you call the number and they're busy, you just leave your name and number. They'll call you back, and then they'll talk to you, and they'll take care of you. Okay, Angel Eyes. You think this lasts in January 2021? I hope not. I am really doubtful it's going to be that serious then. But you know what? I didn't think a month ago that today would happen. I didn't think 3 months ago, a month ago would happen. So, please don't hold me to it, because I'm just, I'm doing the best I can. Arc Adventures. Hey, Bruce, we had 200 more shares of Carnival at $8 in the $8 range. We now have 3 now, 200 shares or more, definitely long-term. Right on, you guys. Yep. Let the, buy in when the pros buy in, when that's what's been happening, and kind of go from there. Rob Slevin, he's coming on the group cruise. Woohoo. He's on the first cruise with us. We got a bunch of folks signed up for the first group cruise, and the second group cruise, they're signing up as well. Fantastic. Can't wait for both of them. Paul Jordan saying a big hello to you, Bruce, from Melbourne, Australia. Welcome, sir. Hi from AZ. Elaine is here from Arizona. Welcome through Facebook. Dan, enough from you, Rosie. Trump is a great president. Oh my, here we go. Here come the comments. I don't really want those comments on this channel, if at all possible. Let's just talk cruise ships. Mark, I have a feeling cruising won't start till after December. My August Greek cruise is sunk, just waiting on Royal to cancel it. Yeah, it might happen. Folks, it's just too early. I think this next 2 months will really tell us a lot about what's going on. Arc Adventures. Hey, we're on the Mardi Gras December the 5th, hopefully, but would love to join your second group cruise. That would be great. Fitzroy, hi Bruce, good night. Good evening. Nice weather in Grenada. Welcome, Fitzroy Phillip from beautiful Grenada. Nice to have you here. Let's see. Alex says, I think they'll cruise after they find a vaccine. Dutch is here from San Francisco. How you doing? Any chance that I'll be sailing October out of New York City? You could be, Adam. Another month or two, we'll have a better idea. But boy, a lot has got to happen. A lot of good has got to happen. Paul Bowden is saying, Bruce, great work on videos and updates. Thank you, Paul, very much. Jules Sayer, we're afraid to go cruising again. Hopefully things will calm down and, come back to normal. We'll see. Who else is here? Cruise with Us is here. Howdy, TWB guys. Jennifer thinks that no one will be cruising until 2021. Jennifer Curry. Susan, how many people die on cruise ships annually? With 27 million last year, there were people who died on cruise ships of various causes. I don't have the number though. I don't generally keep track of that number as a hobby. It just happens. People die everywhere. Mark Dirksen, my first cruise was on the MTS Oceanos in the Greek Isles. Sank like my first marriage. Well, sometimes you get good cruises and you get good marriages. Sometimes you don't. Oh my goodness. Matthew's asking, do you think if they can test it, will they start cruising? If they can get tested, they're cruising. Matthew, I don't know how this is going to go. There's going to be a lot of changes coming up. We'll stay on top of it. I'll let you know. Cool Cupcake. Thanks, Bruce. Thanks for hosting. Thank you, Cool Cupcake, for being here. Sean T is saying hi from Bermuda. How you doing? From beautiful Bermuda, beautiful people in Bermuda. Nice of you to come by. Jules, Indianapolis, Indiana, beautiful. Another great town. Hi from Oklahoma, says this Facebook user. Welcome from Oklahoma. Dylan LaRue, it's been great to see you, Bruce, from Southern Nevada here. Emily, I'm in Westchester County, New York. And then we've got Facebook user Steve, Dayton, Ohio, saying, hey, Bruce, how's the ABC Islands doing with this stuff going on? Going November, grass prices around $1.37 a gallon in Ohio. Well, like everyone else, they're on the lockdown these days. They're not doing much of anything, waiting out this whole episode. What can I say? Looks like I got someone here from Waterloo. Gary from Waterloo, waiting for All America to cancel July, Norway, Iceland to cancel. Gary, welcome from Waterloo. I'm assuming it's Waterloo, Ontario, but I might be wrong. Let me know. Are you watching me from Waterloo, Ontario? Because I used to live in Waterloo, Ontario. I have fond memories there. Let me know. Eric is here. Eric P. From Celebration, Florida. Welcome, sir. B. Langford, bunk beds on my honeymoon. Laugh out loud. Oh my gosh. Dylan, I remember when there were only 53 viewers watching you live. Now there's 318. Way to go. It's fantastic, isn't it? I welcome all of you to the show, and I work just as hard now as I did then. I tell you right now. Anyway, what do we got here? Oh, here we go. Rob Slevin is saying, traveling with Bruce, I may have to get going, but just so you know, I've been wearing my Traveling with Bruce December the 6th group cruise shirt on today. Fantastic, sir. I appreciate that. I didn't wear that one today. I put on my sextant shirt today. But yes, I do have a logo for the group cruise. Thank you for that. And all your support, all of you. If you want to buy any of my merchandise, you can buy coffee cups with TWB on it, shirts, wall clocks, water bottles, you name it. Just go to the RedBubble store on my homepage. It's on the top corner up here or up here, a little RedBubble thing. Hit on there. You'll see 40 different logos. We got all kinds. There's a couple of coffee cups over here that you can just see there. Another coffee cup over there with the propeller on it. And then you can get this. Oh, baby. You can buy the cell phone amplifier for your very own self if you play your cards right. But you can't get it on RedBubble. You want one of these? We're sold out of the first batch that we had handmade out of real Canadian wood. This is real wood, baby. This unit, look at the top of this unit. Your cell phone fits here. You stand it up right in there, just like I'll do mine right now. You stand your cell phone up inside in the unit like that. You turn on the speaker, and the sound comes down below, out, and comes out of this hole right here, amplifies across the room in your office or your deck or in your RV when you go camping. Play your music on here. This is like a loudspeaker. No batteries, no assembly required. It's it's 3 chunks of wood, actually. It's 3 pieces. You can see from here. It's 1, 2, 3. Handcrafted by Marshall Thompson here in Creston, British Columbia. Made right here. I hire a guy to make these. There's a logo on the back, our sextant logo on the back. And then there's the logo on the front. And it's heavy. It's solid. You can't break it. And if you'd like one of these, you have to make a donation. And you have to make a donation to my channel through my PayPal donate button, which again is either up here or up here. So it's one of the two. Little round donate button for PayPal. It's a $50 American donation. Sounds like a lot, but it includes shipping and handling. And I have to pay Marshall to make it. The first batch have been sold out. The second batch, we're taking orders now. And we've given Marshall the go-ahead. He's now making the second batch. The first batch will be mailed out, I hope, in the next week or so, because, of course, everything's on lockdown. So bear with me. Those of you who've already ordered one, you'll get yours soon. And if you'd like me to autograph it on the back, I'd be happy to do it, or on the top. Just let me know. Otherwise, we'll leave it as it is and send it out to you. So if you'd like one of those, make a contribution for $50 American to the PayPal donate button for this channel. And yeah, thank you for your support. And Marshall thanks you too, because he makes a little bit on these as well. Anyway, but they're made one at a time. Carnival from New York, I think July. Oh, let's hope so. Susan, Disney World taking hotel reservations for June the 1st. Let's hope that happens. Cynthia Jackson is saying hello from Dallas. Hi there, Cynthia from beautiful Dallas. Dino, cruises often have terminal passengers that die and are kept in a morgue. Well, not all the time, but from time to time, people, they get a little exuberant and they pass away. What are you going to do? Facebook user, if you had to estimate, when do you think we'll be able to cruise again? Summer, fall? I'm hoping summer, fall. I just don't know. Let's see here. Schrodinger's cat. Is that how you say that word? Schrodinger's cat. Greetings from Texas. My fiance is a Carnival crew member. Right on. God bless the Carnival crew members. They're hardworking people, and welcome to the show and the chat today. I'm glad you're here. You can always send me a private message if you want on my email or through my Facebook direct message if you have any news you think I should know about what's going on with Carnival or anything else. Thank you all of you who send me private messages to tell me what's going on. Let's see here. Arc Adventures. We got to ask, how many hours do you work every day? I told my wife, I guess 10 to 12. Yeah. It's 10 to 12. I typically wake up very early because I'm old now. Being 64, I'm going to be 65 this year. I woke up this morning at 3:45 in the morning. Couldn't sleep another wink, but I went to bed at 10 o'clock last night, so cut me a break. I go to bed early, get up early. But by 4:30 in the morning, I was having a wonderful latte that I make here and looking at my channel statistics and analytics and reading comments and addressing people's questions and doing everything I can. And then following the news. And then by about 6:30, I started making my first video. And I did the voiceover and did all the editing work. And then by about 8:30, 9 o'clock, the video was up on the channel. And then I realized about an hour later, I had another story to cover, which was the Saudi Arabia wealth fund story. So I started making that video. I did get a nap in there somewhere for half an hour because I was up since 3:30. Made the second video, got it posted, then took another nap to get some more sleep. Had a bite to eat for breakfast. In the meantime, I ate breakfast and all that sort of stuff. And then got ready for the show. And then I did the work to get the show up and running. Let everybody know I'm on the air tonight. And then I was feverishly looking the news over just before I went on the air and did my Hangout show at 7 o'clock. Now this show at 8. And after this show is over, I will make sure everybody who wants to become part of the Facebook family will become part of the Facebook group page. I'll do that. And check for any more comments on the channel as best I can and eliminate the offensive comments if there are any. And check for news and get ready to go to bed. And then tomorrow, who knows what time I'll wake up. Do I wake up at 3:30, 4:30, 5:30? Sometimes I wake up at 7 in the morning. Sometimes I wake up at 4. Sometimes it's 4:30 every day for 4 days in a row. I never know. It just is what it is. And then I'm doing just this. And my Facebook page. So YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just nonstop. That's what I do. Let's see the next comment from Japan. Susan talks around, but if the virus still continues, they'll refund the reservations again. I wouldn't plan on being better by June, despite everybody's hope. The Lita Loca Cruise Show is in the house. Tony and Jennifer are here. I am so happy to see them. Hey, what's up, Bruce and TWB family? Crazy times. Glad you're doing well. Tony, Jen, I hope you're doing well. I'm sure you're healthy. I would have heard about it if you're not. I'm I know your channel's growing too. We're all growing. We're working our butts off. I cannot wait to the day we get to meet in person. I'm really looking forward to that. We've got stories to tell each other. Can't wait. Please say hi to Dawn for me. I know you talk to Dawn all the time. Dawn Terrace at Dawn's Family Adventures, Family Channel, Dawn's Family Channel. Pass on my kind regards. All of your friends and family. I hope all of you are warm, safe, healthy. And thank you so much for popping by and saying hi to me. Folks, if you don't know who this is the Lita Loca channel, Lita Loca Cruise Show. Check out Tony and Jen. They do live shows like I do, and they work their tails off. Fantastic, guys. Thank you for popping by. It's great. Love it. I love it when fellow YouTubers come in and say hi to me. It's fantastic. Sometimes you feel kind of alone out there. You just don't know. Who else is here? Dee Dee is saying hi to me from New York City. How are you, Dee Dee? Welcome. Donovan is here. You would have to be nuts or love a death sentence to go on a cruise ship right now. I think Donovan is not a fan right now about going cruising. Just going to say. Let's see here. Cindy Bridges. Bruce, I'm on furlough for a couple of weeks from the hospital due to this. They have sent home a lot of workers. I will go back to work in 2 to 3 weeks. I'm so stocked up on groceries and I'm staying home. Cindy, you take good care of yourself. You deserve all the rest you can get right now. Amy is wondering, Bruce, I have an Alaska cruise booked for the last week of August. What do you think the chances are that'll happen? Well, better than 50-50, but it might only be 55-45. I hope it's 99% happening. I really do, but I just don't know. We really have to find out in the next month or two just what happens. We need to plateau this thing first, and then we have to seriously come off of that plateau. If we get an echo on this virus, all bets are off. All bets are off. So let's just stay indoors, stay healthy, and it just increases all of our odds that things will get better. Okay. Ocean Blue is saying, hey there, Lita Loca. Donna is saying, Lita Loca Cruise Show. Hi, Tony and Jenny. Is Jenny's mom going okay? Question mark. Charles M. Charles, New York has a cruise line changed their policy as far as when final payment is due. I don't know, Charles. Each line is different. You've got to check with the line directly or use a travel agent to really help you there. Jake, Amy Rogers, very low. They probably don't want to do a small Alaska season. So there's someone thinking it might not happen. And then Wes, what if cruise lines only sell cruises to people who only live within 6 hours of a port? Well, that's right. Maybe the cruise lines will say, if you can drive here, you can come on the ship. But if you're flying here, we're not flying you home. So you can't come on the ship. I don't know, Wes. I don't know how they're going to do that. It's kind of crazy. Diane Shorter. Hi, Bruce from Palm Desert. Hi, Diane. Welcome to the show. Monterey Country Club. I used to live there, and I know you work there. And I got to talk to you about rentals. We got to talk. I want to live there next winter. Angel Eyes. Thank you all so much. This was very helpful. Great information, Bruce. Thank you so much. Angel Eyes, thank you for being here. He's hitting his luscious lips again. Arc Adventures. He's hitting his luscious lips again. I don't know what that means. Emily, thank you for showing us. I'm sorry I asked. Lots of LO, lots of wires. Okay, Gary is saying, we are to cruise on the end of June to Alaska. Do you think it'll happen? No, end of June, not happening. There won't be a cruise at the end of June. Alex, what other stock short term do you like now? Well, I'm not here to recommend stocks. I don't do that. I'm just following the markets. You got to figure that out for yourself. There's a lot of sources you can go to for that information. Mark T, I live in downtown Miami, and I can see the port of Miami from my bedroom window. The cruise lines are bringing in ships every few days, rotating the ships in and out of ports to anchor offshore. Yes, sir, they certainly are, Mark. For those of you who don't know, cruise ships are parked or anchored or moored just off the shore about 3 miles to 10, 15 miles, depending on the depth of the water. They come in maybe once a week or so. They'll pick up some fuel if they need fuel. They'll pick up food, provisions. They'll drop off solid wastes, which they'll have contracted for with various companies, and they'll pick up medication for the crew on board. I mean, whatever is needed, they'll bring it on, and then they go back out into the waters again and stay offshore. And it's free to sit out there. Whereas if you sit in the pier, you have to pay rent. Now, Miami has been waiving port charges for most cruise lines during this downturn because they're not making any money. But Miami is acting as kind of a gas station. It's like a 7-Eleven for cruise ships. It's like a 7-Eleven for most. Occasionally, a ship will come in and they'll have a very ill crew member. They'll have permission to let them get off the ship. They'll have an ambulance get them, take them to a hospital. That's all prearranged. But generally speaking, it's a pit stop. Just come on in, fuel up, get some food, off you go. Debbie Emanuel is doing what I love seeing done. Thanks for giving me thumbs ups, folks. Anybody out there know how many I have? Anybody know how many thumbs ups have I got right now? I'd be kind of curious to know. Doran Anderson, hi, Bruce from Sacramento, California. Welcome from Sacramento. Who else is saying hi to me that I haven't seen anyone here? Brittany's got the right idea. Give Bruce a thumbs up. Lee is saying, hi, Bruce. Glad to see you. Lee McGee, how you doing? Let's see. How many thumbs ups have I got right now? Somebody want to tell me? I'm looking for the live. A big ass iPad here. It's going live. And there's Mark Dirksen. He says, JRS saying you got 160. 160 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. I'll take as many as I can get. Every thumbs up adds traffic to this channel. Facebook user, you can't drive personal vehicle home after a cruise. I would think you could, but again, these rules are so new. I don't know what the final outcome is going to be. Susan, I really enjoy your videos, Bruce. Make sure everyone gives you thumbs ups. Mike Eno, hi, Mike from New Hampshire. Hi, Bruce. Hope to be cruising soon. Thank you, Mike. Welcome to the channel, the show. Brian Salzman is here. Hi, Brian. Any thought on Holland America in July? It depends where. Certainly not going to be Alaska. Mexico, maybe. Caribbean, maybe. Europe, no idea. Too soon to tell. Ben, anything fun to do at Labadee and Half Moon Key? Yeah, these are popular day spots. Lots to do at these spots. Go to YouTube and just type in Labadee, and you'll see videos of all kinds of people who've been there. Same with Half Moon Key. Type it in. You'll see all kinds of people talking about how much fun they had. Let's see here. Facebook user Debbie Terry Prokop. Debbie. Hi from Victoria, Texas. I have a cruise out of Galveston, which I live 2 hours from, on June 8th. Think it'll go. That's right after May. It's going to be awfully close. So, flip a coin. Ask me in a month. And I'm sorry to say, I can't tell you because I don't know. Preston James, we have a Norwegian Europe cruise for June. Thoughts? I don't like your odds. I'm not going to say no, but I'm definitely not going to say for sure. I don't know. If they postpone cruises another month, that cruise is dead. So you're that close to the edge of the line here. Mark and Glenda from Baltimore, Maryland watching. Thanks for the inside scoop. Oh, you're welcome. I hope I'm helping you. And thank you for joining me or helping me being here. This is wonderful. Susan Crowell, how are transatlantics supposed to make a living with CDC new rules? How are they? Yeah, travel agents, how are they supposed to make a living? That's right. But you know what? We got to get people healthy first. We got to kill this virus. And we're better off to shut down completely and eliminate it and then get back. But if we do a partial shutdown, we have a partial virus. And a partial virus is not a good thing because a partial virus can become an exploding virus all over again. This thing has to be nailed shut. Got to get that coffin nailed shut once and for all on this virus. And we got to take it seriously. And now is the time. I would really like to see that. Let's see here. Who else is here? Eddie Panero is here. Great NCL or get NCL. Let's see. Oh, Lee's just saying we bought some more Carnival stock. Right on. Let's see. First Bruce, then Sharon at sea in 10 minutes. Right on. Yeah, a lot of us go live on Mondays. Hello, Bruce. Sorry for those political responses, says McCaskill. I had to get, well, we try not to have them here if at all possible. Welcome to the show. We love talking about cruises though, but sometimes that creeps in. What are you going to do? What's the difference between a cabin credit and a board credit? An onboard credit? Nothing. It's the same thing. It's a cabin credit is an onboard credit. It's put onto your onboard account for your cabin number. And so you can spend it any way you want. So if you want to go to a specialty restaurant, let's say you get $100 cabin credit or an onboard credit, it's $100 credit. Spend it on tips, spend it on bar charges, go to the spa. I think you can even drop it in the casino because if you put your room card in the slot machine, you can charge $100 on the slot machine or $50. It can come from your cabin credit. I'm pretty sure you can. Donna Hayes, hi from Florida. KK, sorry, Bruce, it's okay. Jewel say hi, Bruce. Leo and I say hi from Indianapolis. Welcome. We've got Doran Anderson, call your travel agent. Susan R says hi, TWB. Hi, Susan R. Who's this? Riel Williamson. Hi, Bruce. Riel here from Richmond, Virginia. Keep doing a great job. Thank you, Riel, so much. And thank you for joining me today. Jonathan Jones, cabin credit equals money off cabin. The onboard credit equals extra money you can spend. Jake, there's all kinds of thoughts there. JRS, don't forget to talk about Cedar Amp and RedBubble. I don't know what Cedar Amp is, but I did talk about RedBubble. Jonathan Jones, awesome. Thank you. Dennis Hewitt, any news on Disney Cruise Line? Just the 38 sick crew members of the Disney Wonder in San Diego, but they're down right now, like everyone is down. Rebecca is saying thumbs ups for Bruce on all devices. Oh, thank you guys. Keep those thumbs ups coming. I'd love to hit 200 before we go off the air. Roger King, not Burger King. Roger King, Bruce, your April Fool's joke, you almost had me. That was a good one. You know, I had people they were very mad at me. There were some people that were incredibly angry with me about that, saying that now's not the time. You know, you're so insensitive. You know, you're an SOB. All I can say is, if you can't, if we need laughs now more than ever, I'm telling you right now. I watch Netflix like anyone else. I'm sure a lot of you do, and I'm always looking for something to laugh at because it's depressing out there. You know, I always do an April Fool's video. My regulars kind of expect it, and 99.5% of you sent me nothing but happy and positive comments. But there were several who were really upset. I mean, they unsubscribed. That's how upset they were. They told me, I'm not subscribing to you anymore because of how tasteless you are on April the 1st. April the 1st. I say, don't let the door hit you on the way out. You can't laugh on April 1st, then you're in big trouble. You got to see it. You got to see a psychologist, I think. That's just me. Susan Tokos wants to know, what are the dates of your two cruises? December 6th is the first one, and February something. Is it February the 6th? I don't know. It's in the description down below, and click to the site. And there's a website just for the cruises. It's all there. Check it out. Prices, rooms, itinerary, pictures, everything. You'll love it. I hope you can come soon. Come with us. It would be great. Jake, I like that April Fool's video. Who else is here? Yug Barrow is here. How you doing, buddy? He's saying hello to me from Florida. How you doing? I'm doing great. How are you? Welcome. Do you think Caribbean cruises will start first? Yeah, private island cruises, I think, will be the easiest ones to fire up, but we'll see. LD, if Princess's parent Carnival cancels its Alaska cruises, why hasn't Princess canceled? They're right behind you. Don't worry. They're coming. Don't worry about it. There's no cruising in Alaska till July at the earliest, and that's an if, maybe. Don't worry. You'll see. Facebook user, how do you choose a travel agent? Just contact Ambrin down below. That it's over. It's game over. Just call Ambrin. I can recommend them wholeheartedly. If you know one, if you have a friend of yours or a family member that's a travel agent, well, use them, of course. But you want my recommendation? Travel agent for TWB is Ambrin. All down below. Yug is saying, hello, how are you? Be safe. Take care of your family and take care of you. Thank you. Will do. And you do the same. Sean Patrick Donnelly from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Gas, the lowest price is $1.24. That is cheap. That's awesome. Todd, can we drive in our personal car to and from a cruise ship? And I don't know. I think so. I would think so. But I don't know what the CDC is going to do in July. I don't know what's happening next week. I don't know what's happening in 15 minutes. I don't know what's happening because I haven't got a watch on. I have no idea. It's changing every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month. Just stick with me. I'll stay on it with you, and we'll follow it together, and we'll just see what happens. We've got to now play this game of, I don't know. I hate that game. I just hate that game. Do you think there's going to be cruises in July? Your guess is as good as mine. Sean, the cruise industry will not restart until all the borders reopen. The airlines are back flying. That's a given. I agree with you. Lewis, I got a couple of cruises in November, just weighing it out currently, but I don't think we'll see any cruises back till normal to 2021. You might be right. I hope you're wrong, but you might be right. Nathan Davies, it's a Bermudaful day. And who else is here? Charles Anderson saying hi from Toronto, Welcome from TO, Charles. Nice to have you here. I went to George Brown College in Toronto and I've been to Toronto many times in my lifetime. Let's see. SFL Spotter saying you're jumping me. I see. You're not putting up every comment I make. That's true. I know you're there. And I appreciate you being here, buddy. Mark T, why has Princess been hit with so many cases of coronavirus? I don't know. I just don't know. Vivian is here from the UK. How you doing? Everybody, UK. Vivian, I hope you're staying safe. Stay warm and healthy for me. Stay indoors up there. It's just crazy in the UK. Facebook user, I called around. AAA has them. I like the small people, more personal. Right on. Okay. I think you're talking about travel agents. I guess. I don't know. Timothy Johnson. Hey, Bruce from Charleston, West Virginia. Welcome, Timothy Johnson. Donna Haynes, my first cruise was with the Big Red Boat in 1980. Red Boat, 86 cruises so far. The Big Red Boat was cruising in 86, I think. That was the original Disney people, the original Disney people with the Big Red Boat. I think they had a deal for a while. Then Disney did their own. Daryl, George, any word on what's going to happen to the crew still on board? I don't know. I think there's arrangements trying to be made with the Disney Wonder to get the crew off the ships. I think a lot of cruise ships right now want to get crew off to send them home. But there's discussions going on behind the scenes, and that's also an hour-by-hour thing. Facebook user, hey, Bruce, I have a Carnival cruise in November to the Bahamas, hoping they cancel. What do you think? Yeah, they might. Again, it all depends. This next month or two. Facebook user, yes, I'm from Waterloo, Ontario. Okay, I lived on Columbia Street, kitty corner from WCI. I went to Waterloo Collegiate Institute as a WCI Viking, and my father owned a music store in Kitchener, Ontario called Dressler's Music Center. Again, you got to be old like me to know this. And my mother used to have a shop, a dress store on downtown Waterloo, Ontario called Dirndl-Schutz, selling German dirndls for Oktoberfest and men's lederhosen. And they would import the materials and the lederhosen complete. They would import them from Germany and Austria, and they would manufacture the dresses for every year's Oktoberfest. And I lived in Waterloo, Ontario from 1967 when I was 12 until I met Jennifer in 1977, and I was 22 when I moved out, or almost 22 when I moved away from Waterloo, Ontario. Beautiful area, great people. I still have friends there from way back. Some I've occasionally talk to. Many I've lost touch in. People have died over the years that aren't there anymore. But beautiful place. And thank you for being part of my channel from beautiful Waterloo, Ontario, part of the Twin Cities, Kitchener, Waterloo, Ontario, home of the Canadian Oktoberfest. What a party every year. Nice to have you here. Memories, bringing back memories. Susan, Mark T, possibly the same reason they have more norovirus. I don't know. I don't know about Princess. Timothy, love Bermuda. What a beautiful place. Who else is here? Laura, Jose Loria, B. Langford, just killing it. Okay. Alex, yep, and probably won't be available until next year. Has anyone cruised on Regent Seven Seas? I've heard, Rob, nothing but good things about Regent Seven Seas. If you want to book a cruise with Regent Seven Seas and you want to talk to somebody who really knows Regent Seven Seas very, very well, Ambrin Travel. You talk to Caitlin at Ambrin Travel. She knows everything there is to know about Regent Seven Seas. She'll guide you. She'll set you straight. She really knows the cruise line. And one day I would love to be on that cruise line. I would love to be able to afford to be on that cruise line. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Dennis, are YouTubers afraid to talk about Disney Cruise Line lawsuits? I'm not afraid to talk about them at all. What's to talk about with Disney Cruise Lines? Right now, they're parked their ships. The ships are not sailing with passengers. They're a very highly respected cruise line, 5.5 stars. They're more expensive than most other cruise lines in the 4 to 5 star classification. So they're more expensive than Carnival, more expensive than Royal Caribbean, higher than Celebrity, but you get what you pay for on Disney. A very well respected line. I get very high compliments and positive comments from people on Disney. Anything else I should talk about? I haven't got a problem with Disney. If they did something wrong, I'd tell you. I'd bring it up, but they do good things. Timothy Johnson, Harmony of the Seas, September. Keep my fingers crossed. Harmony of the Seas, December. Keeping my fingers crossed. Emily, congratulations on selling your first batch of cell phone speakers, of amplifiers. Yeah, that didn't take long. I'll tell you that. Arc Adventures. Who's the chef in the family during the lockdown? Jennifer. Jen is the chef. She's awesome. But I make tea for her every morning. Noah Lemon, is there trivia tonight? There will be no trivia tonight. Sorry. Too much news today. But I might do a surprise trivia show this week. What do you think? Should I do a live show maybe Wednesday or Thursday without announcing it? Just go live with trivia on the spot. Maybe give you an hour's notice. Maybe something like that. I might pull one of those off this week. I sometimes have fun just going live, just for the heck of it. We might just do that. Let's see. All cruise lines will have the same timeline per Bruce when they come back. That's true. Danielle is here. Hello from Fairfield Glade, Tennessee. Bob Fan, hi Bruce, enjoying the solitude here in sunny Florida. Love your live streams. Danielle, Bob, welcome. JRS is saying, Bruce, you got 152 thumbs up. They're coming in. Hopefully we'll do 200 tonight. Let's see here. Leland is saying to me, Bruce, you're our connection with everything happening in the cruise world. Great job. Thank you, Leland. Lots of pressure, but I do the best I can. Thank you. Chad is saying the Barnetts. Spawn, Tony, where are you? And then Cindy saying hi, Tony and Jenny. Everyone's saying hi to Tony and Jenny at the same time. They were here a little earlier, which was really nice of them to pop in and say hi to me. Let's see. Facebook user says, I have Carnival cruise to the Bahamas in July and make final payment at the end of May, but have my deposit. Not sure either what to do. Well, if you cancel and get your deposit back, fine. If you pay it and the cruise is on, go. If the cruise gets canceled, you can get a refund and or use a future cruise credit. So you're in control. Decide what to do. So decide if you really want to go or not, and then go from there. Kirk, when and where is the second group cruise going? The second group cruise is February 2021, 3 months after the first cruise, roughly, or 2 months, 2 and a bit, I guess. And we're going to Grand Cayman, Aruba, and Cozumel. It's an 8-day sailing from Fort Lauderdale, I think we leave. 8 days. So there's like 5 sea days or something like that. We're going to have a lot of fun on this ship. Brand new ship. Man, am I looking forward to it. When will trivia happen again? Could be in a couple of days without any notification whatsoever. So there you go. Lita Loca. Thanks, Bruce. I'll send Don your regards. Stay rested, sir, and keep up the good work. Take care. Thank you guys so much for that comment. I know they made that a little while ago. I'm just now catching up to my comments. I'm so far behind this thing. Fantastic. Dennis says that Disney's website says cruising will begin April 28th. I'm doubtful of that, but hey, let's see. Let's see what happens. Other comments. Let me just get through here. And you don't think June 1st sailing will happen? Not to Alaska, but everywhere else, I don't know. It's really close. SFL, I hear the ad revenue is down huge. Is that so? Yes, it is. Ad revenues are off for all YouTubers. The per 1,000 ad rate is way down. A number of ads running, way down. So I have to work even harder to make as much money as before. Nothing new here. I'm always working hard. Andrew, the cruise industry has had a Hindenburg moment. Nothing until 12, 18 months minimum. Cynthia, just wait it out. We'll be back to normal. ARC Adventures. Hey, from a fellow YouTube creator, we got to say, we found a new Monday night tradition. Your show. Lots of fun. We know we should be editing, but your show is too good. Oh, you guys are too kind. Thank you. It's a lot of work doing this, but if you love it, If you love the craft and you love the topic you're talking about, then it isn't really work. It's actually more of just an existence. And I just love following the cruise line and the cruise business as a whole, and love engaging with my viewers. And I'm excited. I just get so excited every day watching my channel grow and grow and grow. I wish it would grow faster, like any YouTuber. Who doesn't? But you just keep going. Once in a while, I stop and I kind of look back where I was, and I realize, oh my gosh, how many subscribers did I have 3 months ago? How many did I have 6 months ago? How many did I have a year ago? Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. It just blows my mind. And then I look forward and go, oh, well, there's channels ahead of me. I'm trying to catch those guys. I'd like to become bigger, but one day at a time, one video at a time, one comment at a time, one breath at a time. And that's how it's done. And welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. Terrence, we are going to have to get we have to get fit to sail letter once cruising resumes. We'll see if that is still in place or not. They might change about that. End of July for August for Alaska, maybe not. I don't know. Sheila, your program keeps me sane and informed. Thank you. I try to stay sane doing it. Once in a while, though, it drives me crazy. I'll get comments that I just gotta go, are you kidding me? I want to respond in the most vile, rude way possible, but I don't do it. I bite my tongue, and you gotta let it go. You just gotta let it go. People are people, and you can't make everybody happy. You just have to do the best you can, and that's all there is. Scott Gunn is asking, is it safe to say the CDC will change its rules again when cruising resumes? You would think so, but I don't know, Scott. We're going to find out what's happening. Matthew, hi, Bruce, live from Viking headquarters, as always. Haha. Matthew, thank you for being here and following me. Love it. I love you guys at Viking. I think your cruise line gets it. Your chairman made that video right off the bat. What now? Is that 6 weeks ago already? How long has it been already? I mean, you guys shut down your ships as quickly as humanly possible. You got people home as safely as quickly as possible. You treat them right. I don't get complaints from my viewers about Viking. I just don't. And the fact that, what was it, 2 weeks ago, you announced river cruises on the Mississippi in the middle of a pandemic. You announced, I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was brilliant. It's the only good news I could talk about for a week, was that Viking now is going to have river cruise ships, the first one in 2022, going up and down the Mississippi. There'll be more coming behind it. Fantastic. Matthew, love you guys. And if ever I could work a deal with your company for some kind of sponsorship brand deal, I'm open to talking. I'm open. Anyway, there you go. Thank you. Sean Patrick Donnelly, Bruce, where are you located at? I'm in Creston, British Columbia, but I'm not telling you anymore, because if I give you my street address, somebody out there will do what they did a year ago, and I don't want to do that again. What happened a year ago? We got swatted last year. Yeah, I don't want to have another swatting incident around here. Hi, Bruce from Tampa, Florida. I'm in cruise detox. Hang in there. Oh my gosh, we're all in detox. Eddie from Largy, Florida. Sean, how long do you see these guidelines in place? No idea, Sean. We need a month or two to get all this figured out with this virus. We need another month or two. Jonathan Jones, I had a blast, and Labadee, between the cool coasters on the side of the mountain, zip lines over the ocean, and then there's a swim up bar in the ocean right off the beach, plus more. Labadee, I've heard nothing but good things about Labadee too. Royal Caribbean's property should be a lot of fun. It's always a good time there. Dennis, I have the Walt Disney Suite on the Fantasy July 11th. What are my chances? July 11th. Well, is it Alaska? Not sure. Everywhere else, maybe. DJ Marinelli, hi Bruce, DJ and Ian from Pittsburgh over here. Welcome, guys, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Nice to have you here today. Steeler country. Facebook user Steve Stockhauser. I have used Direct Line Cruise. They have reward points for 80. Yeah, that's right. If you're a cruise, of course, use a travel agent. You can get points as well from your cruise line. You just need the right travel agent to help you with that. Mark Dirksen is in the house. Remember, when the cruise was about the port being made in Grand Cayman, what's happening there now? Everything's on hold. Everything's on hold. They were going to have a national election about it. to have a vote, and then it got delayed, and the government wanted to hurry it up, and they wanted just to rush it through, and the courts went, no way. So right now, I think it's being held up because of the virus, because Grand Cayman right now is on a lockdown. No flights in and out of the Cayman Islands, no cruise ships to the islands. They're in a lockdown domestically because they have cases on the island of people who got ill. So nothing's happening. No vote right now. Sean Patrick, do you think Carnival will go to the Bahamas from Charleston, South Carolina for June the 8th for my 25th wedding anniversary? That is in jeopardy because the cruise line wants to be cruising again in May, mid-May. And if they go another 30 days, you're done for. So you're the next to go. I'm praying for you. I'm hoping for you. But will the Bahamas let cruise ships in by June? Will Charleston allow cruise ships to embark and disembark? Will the airlines be open? Will the hotels be running? It's awfully close. So Sean Patrick, I'm putting the warning sign up for you to say it might not happen, and just be prepared for plan B. Make sure you got a plan B, because you might need one. I'm sorry to say. Then again, your plan B might be you're stuck at home. I don't know. How bad is this virus going to be wherever you are living right now? It's bad as it is, and it's getting worse, isn't it? So we'll hope for the best. We'll hope for the best. Okay. Debbie Manuel says, you got 175 thumbs ups, and you got 2 thumbs downs. Well, that's okay. That's 177 engagements. YouTube just counts engagements. So even if they were all thumbs downs, it would work, but I'd rather get thumbs up. Michael, Bruce, please move the mic so we can see your luscious lips. Oh, Michael, you haven't donated enough money to the channel for me to do that for you, so I'm sorry. Janice asking for trivia. Sorry, no can do. We'll do something later this week, though. I think I'm going to do a surprise show. Mike, Bruce, love your content. We are avid celebrity cruisers from Massachusetts. Our Europe cruise is in November. It's not looking good. Keep up the good work. New subscriber. We love it. Thank you, Mike, for being here and following me and subscribing. Really appreciate it. Bob, that April Fool's was great, and I was falling for it. Hook, line, and sinker until you got to the baby milk. Cheers to all of you for April Fools, for enjoying the video. I hope you all did. Oh my gosh. I got to tell you, I was at wit's end all the last week prior to April Fools. For a whole week, I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no idea. I was, and Jennifer was saying, "Well, what are you going to do for April Fools? What are you doing for?" I don't know. I'm thinking. I'm trying to come up with something, because the news is so depressing. My imagination for comedy right now is kind of limited, and I thought I got to do something that won't make everybody mad, and I got to enjoy doing it, or I'm not going to do it. And so it was literally within an hour of the video. It was an hour before. No, it was a half an hour before. A half an hour before I went, I got an idea. I'll do 2 stories in one. I'll make it look like a regular video, and I'll play it as straight as I can on the first story, even though the first story is ridiculous. And then I'll just go into the second story, make it so outlandish. And then at the end of the video, I'll give up the goods. And that's what I did. But I had so many people complain to me, how dare you talk like about these stories? I won't bore you with the details of the video, but the one had to do with alcohol in everything, including baby formula and stuff. And people were really upset at me. And I had to write back. I said, go and look at the last minute of the video, because you didn't watch the whole video. You watched the first half, and then you complained about it. You didn't even watch the darn thing to the end. You watched the last minute now. And sure enough, people would then write back, I just watched the last minute and you got me good, and that kind of thing. But I still had people who were just absolutely vehemently upset that I would do such a callous thing, that I would have fun at a time like this on my channel. Like, I'm Walter Cronkite. I can't say his name. I'm supposed to be a newscaster, and I can't yuck it up. Oh no, don't you yuck it up, Bruce. You're supposed to be as miserable as the rest of the world. Thanks a lot. Anyway, it's been fun. Patricia, laughs and brownies needed right now. There you go. Larry, Justice, man, it's good to see you again. Larry, where have you been? I haven't seen you for a year, at least. It's nice to have you back, buddy. LD, thank you. You are so awesome. Thank you. Will you still be online during your group cruises? Yes. Oh yeah. I'm broadcasting from the ship. I want to do a live show from the Harmony of the Seas and the Odyssey of the Seas, and I want to get permission from the crew, the cruise line, to broadcast live with my peeps behind me. I want to do a studio audience show so that you guys are on camera. If you want to be on the show, you're going to be the audience for me as we do a live show on the ship. Absolutely. And we want to do some onboard activities, which we will film. And with your permission, we'll have you in these videos. We'll have all kinds of fun, and we'll make everybody jealous that didn't come. I want all my cruise addicts that didn't come on the group cruise to say, I should have gone on that thing. Look at all the fun those guys were having. The next time he does a group cruise, I'm coming. Yeah, well, that's what I want. I want hundreds of you guys coming with me on the group cruise. I want to take that thing over. That's what I want. Anyway, we'll see. Call Amber. Emily, I will definitely watch your April Fool's video. I look forward to watching it with. We all need a laugh now. I've done one every year for 3 years. The first one was the big SRV, and the second one was about going on cruises for free. And if you go into my channel and do a search in my channel about, I think if you do something like type in the word RV on my video, on my channel search bar, type in RV. It'll show you all the videos that have anything to do with an RV. There should only be one. That's the April Fool's video, the first one I made. It's a long one though. And the second one is to do with free cruise. I think it's a free cruise title, something like that. So just enter the word free cruise. You'll find the second video I did last year. You can watch my April Fool's videos, but then you already know they're April Fool's videos. Okay. Let's see. Kevin Jenkins, your usual links aren't showing down below. Not yet, because I'm not published. So look at my video I did this morning and you'll see them there. You'll find it. Michael, Brandon, these links will show up after I get off the air. Michael, Bruce, please move the mic so we can see. No. Who else is here? Yeah, let's see. Who else is here? That car guy. I was on the Adventure of the Seas last year, so luck it wasn't this year. Right on. And apt lady. Hi, Bruce, Tampa, Florida. I'm in cruise detox. Welcome from Tampa. Stephen Ireland. Hi, Bruce from Stephen Ireland, New South Wales, Australia. Right on, buddy. Welcome from down under to my show and channel today. Patricia, a small city in Wisconsin had gas at 99 cents a gallon last week, but the lines were very long, I figure. JRS says, Bruce, you got 180 thumbs ups. Maureen, wondering how many months till I get my refund from Carnival. It could take 3. Stanley, hello, my dear friend. Hello, Stanley Rowland. Who else is here? Facebook user. I went on the big red boat disembarkment. It was a long nightmare, right on. Mersha roars, I enjoy your positive and enthusiastic attitude towards these crazy times. Thank you from Arizona. Thank you. I was just in Arizona a month ago with Jennifer. We did a 13-day trip to the USA by car. And we got back home within a week. The border was shut down and it was all over. Unbelievable. We had lucky timing for us this time around. Facebook user, after we went on it, it was put out of service and they were moving it. Yeah, the big red boat is no more. Matt, without a definitive global lockdown until a vaccine becomes available, how are we ever going to get back to normal? I agree. You got to wonder about that. Stanley, I'm going on a cruise in a Mardi Gras in April. Turn 21. Hopefully it'll be better. Hope so too. Who else is here? Diane says, you got me good on April Fool's Day. It's my job. It is what I'm supposed to do. It's part of the job description as a YouTuber. Wanda, hello from California. Hi, Wanda, from beautiful California. I love that state. Love the people down there. Let's see. John Kelly is saying, in the cruise industry, do you think bigger is always better? Years ago, small ships were so much more personal, plus no long wait lines. Well, that's the thing about a big ship, isn't it? You give up certain things, and intimacy is one of them, really. B. Langford is here. Greetings from Mississauga. Welcome, buddy. Emily, live show will be cool this week with a little notice. Yeah, we'll think. I'm thinking of one Wednesday or Thursday for trivia. Bill, you're afraid Venezuela Navy might sink you. Oh, man. Connie, June 13th to Canada, NCL out of New York. Not happening. No cruises to Canada until after July 1. Robert Lucas, have you invested in any of these companies? Not yet. I've invested a lot of my time, though, in talking about them. I'm poor. I'm so poor. I can't invest in companies. I can only cover them. The real Louise, the real Rosie, love your content, Bruce. Question, will there ever be a time when Carnival Cruise Line gets a boat so huge that it will fit into Trump's you-know-what? Oh, there's a political comment I wish I didn't read. There you go. How long does it take to compile your videos? Amazed how quickly you can release one. I work about 2 to 3 hours per video. That's how I do it. When I'm back, I'll send you an awesome mug for your table. Gotta represent Viking. Yeah, send me a Viking mug. I'd be happy to put that up. If you send me Viking anything I can put here, definitely. I'd love to. Tell your PR people I could always use Viking swag. I give it away too if there's extra stuff. I do draws and stuff. Love it. Glen Edinburgh, hi Bruce, and all TWB team. Let's see here. Been a while. Sunny and windy in Brisbane, Glen Edinburgh. Welcome, buddy. And I hope you're well. Hope you're healthy, and all your friends and relatives are too. It's nice to have you here. John Griffiths is here from Brisbane, Queensland. Welcome, buddy. How you doing, man? It's good to have you here today. Let's see here. San Clemente, California. Gas is down to $2.89 a gallon. This is from Matthew Hoffman. Hi, Matthew. Was supposed to be in Aruba today on a 10-day celebrity cruise. Oh man. TWB is the next best thing, isn't it? Isn't it sad? That would have been nice, huh? It'll be the next time you go, it's going to be that much more special. Just, it's like starting cruising all over again, I guess. What are you going to do? Glen Edinburgh, 88 cents Australian liter for unleaded petroleum here. That's down from what it used to be. That's true. Mark Dirksen, great stream, Bruce. Had no naps today. I got to return in till the next stream. Mark, you have a good one. Thanks for being here tonight. Sean T, 191 thumbs ups. We're going to hit 200 here. We're going to hit 200 thumbs ups tonight, guys. Thank you. Glenn, Edinburgh, full cheap ad has been in 15 years for that gas. Right on. Emily, 194. Fantastic. 2010 Taylor, gas 119. Emily, Jay from Ship Life on YouTube also did an April Fool's video. Did you see it? Yes, I did. I did see that one. Yes, they're getting sued. I laughed about that. Wanda, hi, Bruce from Diamond Bar, California. Thanks for the updates. Welcome, Wanda. Thank you. Trina Snow, April Fool's joke was genius. Well done, my friend. Well done. Thank you. Let's see. DeWitt, a player. Thanks, Bruce, for the update. Value your input. Thank you, DeWitt, for being here also and following me. From Tokyo, ended up believing the April Fool's joke every year. You're the only person I know who does something, but the big SRV was the best one. We had fun. What do we got here? Facebook user, hello from Western New York State, truck driver here. Hey, buddy, how are you? And Vida said, actually, I thought the first half of that April Fool's prank was a great idea. Right on. Kevin Jenkins, 200 thumbs ups. Thank you. Mike Bradley. Hi, Bruce, Charleston, West Virginia. Going on Harmony of the Seas in September. When is your group cruise? December the 6th on the Harmony. And then February 6th, I think it is, on the Odyssey of the Seas. Ethan Voss, can you give me the link to the article on the cruise regulations? No, I can't. I don't have it. I read all this on several of the various news sources out there. And apparently there's more stories coming out now about this, that it's still, a lot of this, more of this is in flux, because now they're trying to figure out what to do with international passengers, and there's all kinds of exemptions that might be coming up, and it's so disorganized. What else is new coming out of Washington? There's so much disorganization right now. So I'm not sure if CDC even has it printed out in formal type yet, but it's just ridiculous. Emily Bob, I thought he was serious until the very end. Facebook user, hello from Victoria, Canada. Welcome from Victoria, Canada. Facebook user, nice to have you here tonight. Thank you for all of you for being here tonight. I want to say thank you to those of you who are just watching me or supporting me by picking up some RedBubble merchandise from time to time. Thank you. Those of you, you don't know that Facebook, I'm broadcasting live on Facebook on the Facebook group page. If you want to become part of the Facebook group page, a lot of us hang out there between shows, and I welcome you to join. Just head on over there, type in the search bar, Traveling with Bruce, ask to join my Facebook group page. I'll let you in. I'm the administrator, and join the other probably 3,600 of us now. There's just a pile of us piling into there. Fantastic. Let's see here. Who else is here? Again, from Japan. Search CDC's role in helping cruise ship travelers during the COVID pandemic, and you'll see the CDC's page, the new rules. There you go. There's ways to find it. I read something on it after I saw your video, posted something on it. There you go. There's announcements on it. You'll find info on it if you really want to dig it up. You can Google it probably, and you'll find info that way. Okay, so in the next couple of days, do not be surprised. Perhaps Wednesday, perhaps Thursday, there might be a surprise live show from yours truly where we will do trivia. And I will see if I can put some trivia questions together. As long as the world doesn't end in the next 24 to 48 hours, and I can find a little bit of time to assemble some trivia questions, I'll put some together, and we'll do a trivia show and have some fun there. So thank you for bearing with me tonight, and we'll do that. ARC Adventures, you got me on both stories. Elijah, hi Bruce, please replace your ARC. Oh, whatever. Sorry, Elijah. You can't sell on this channel. What are you thinking, Elijah? I mean, geez, come on, get with the program. Let's see here. There we go. And we will do that. And Elijah is just not going to be able to bother us anymore. Who else is here? Diane Sanders, hi from Indiana, Bruce and all. I almost got hooked with your April Fool's vlog, but read comments while watching so that it ruined it for me. Haha, stay safe, everybody. Robert Chance is one of those companies. BK, your opinion? I don't think they're going broke. I don't think so. Debbie, Manuel, sure hope it's a real surprise. Well, I'll do what I can. Cindy, hi, Wendy from Wisconsin. I'm in Wisconsin also. Folks, I'm going to call it a night. I want to say thank you for being here this evening with me, hanging out. Those of you who are my sponsor members, like Debbie, Manuel, anyone's name you see in green is a sponsor member, and they were here at 7 o'clock already. We had a good time. 8 o'clock, everybody can join the channel. If you'd like to become a sponsor member, look for the join button on my homepage and just follow the prompts and become a sponsor. Love to welcome you on board if you'd like to join us. In the meantime, keep an eye for my live show coming up later this week, I guess, a surprise show. Now that's going to be a surprise. And next Monday, I'll be on again. And of course, in the meantime, I will pop up videos depending on what's happening out there. We'll stay on top of the cruise world, see what's going on. In the meantime, everybody, please stay warm, stay safe, and stay healthy. And thank you for your support of this channel. Be kind to everybody and help your fellow man, but don't catch something, okay? Don't be too close to your fellow man because it might be a problem. Again, thank you all for being here. Veracruz, Mexico was here. Thank you, Facebook user. Wendy is saying hi and bye. Emily Archer, thank you, Bruce, very much. Had fun as usual. Stay safe and stay well. Thank you, guys. Have a pleasant evening. We'll catch you later. And that's it for now. All right, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.